Thanks, Chair. And first of all, to the witnesses, welcome. A few questions for you. The one thing I find with the smaller farmer is that if you have a small amount of land and you go into organics, I think it's something like €600, but if you could have 70 or 80 hectares, it's only, I don't know, maybe 11 or €1,200. It's a thing that's putting off the smaller farms. I'd like your view on that. In the line of selling organic stock, am I correct in saying that the transport of these stock, say you get all this talk about the euro more, but as has been pointed out by Nigel, that it's actually, there's no bonuses in it. And when you take out the 20 cent that you'll get in the conventional way and the grades that you get in the conventional way, when you in a base or an animal that's not organic, and sometimes it's costing 40 to 50 euro to transport these cattle because there isn't, as the choice has been highlighted. It's basically becoming unreasonable and unworkable to bring the cattle to places like that. Has any options been looked at exporting them on the hoof to the likes of England for killing like some other cattle were going? In the line of lambs, has anything been looked at? And I suppose the NFHA might come in on this one. Like lamb in Mayo Mountain or Donegal Mountain, in my view, was organic because they're not going to be, they're up on a hill the whole time. Has anything done to be trying to get them in under the bracket? Are you worried about the new scheme on straw? Because I know that for anyone that's in organic, I think for the lie down area it has to be 50%. If you have slats, 50% after that has to be lie down, has to be straw. And are you concerned that there has been a tilt towards the dairy and the tillage for organic? Like, I think off the top of my head, it's something, if we have 17 or 18 other people in organic, you can get people into organic if you pay them the money. You can get people into organic, as being highlighted earlier on, if you look at the schemes. But if you have overheads, and I'd actually go harder than 25%. If you have a farmer that has 10 or 12 hectares, and there's some of them, there's one of them down my own country was in organic, and it was 600 to join. And between you do all the other bits with what they'd get, it was a complete and utter waste of time. Now, we have a minister, junior minister for agriculture, that's supposed to come from the Green Party and be promoting organic, but it's a sad reflection on this country that we struggle, first of all, to get rid of the produce. And a question for you, the lambs, I think the lambs are just killed the same way as every other lamb, or are organic lambs killed somewhere else around the country? I'm not aware if they are, but I think that is Board Bia, or have ye met Board Bia to see what markets they have got? And have ye met, like, I see Lidl and Aldi and all of these with Eds and the RT and BP or TV3 and all them on about everything is sourced in Ireland and this dog walking around with cattle and a farmer, and everything looks lovely. But what's the story on the organic meat that they're using, or are they buying anything here, or can you inform us on that? Thank you.
Okay. Who wants to take Deputy Fitzmaurice's questions there?
Yeah, maybe a few comments here. Henry O'Donnell from INHFA. Thanks, Deputy Fitzmaurice, for your questions. I agree totally on your first point, certification costs. Like, effectively, if you look at a conventional farmer, the closest thing he gets to certification is if he is Board Bia approved. Now, there may be difficulties and farmers have things about Board Bia inspections, but at least they're not charged for them. Surely the organic system could be the same, the certification. shouldn't really be an additional cost to a farmer. As I say, conventional farmers are certified as Board B approved. Surely there could be a similar mechanism for organic farms. The next thing you mentioned there is the transport of organic stock. I was laughing to myself thinking of that. Living 20 miles from Malin I'm very acutely aware of it. Now, part of the issue here in my mind is that the organic sector isn't properly developed, and if there was more farmers, there was more things that could be done, and there could be more cooperation. In the short term, our proposal put in that organic farmers should get access at least to a 60% TAMS grant for proper livestock transport trailers, so that at least the closest organic mart for me is Drumshanbo. And at least if I was assisted to have a very good transport trailer to actually transport them, it would be some help in the short term, at least. Regarding the organic lamb or the lack of organic lamb, Deputy Fitzmaurice is obviously aware that the INHFA have spearheaded a campaign to develop a market for our hill lamb, which, as the Deputy rightly says, are organic by all intents and purposes. Now, the current certification and organic system just does not work. End of story. We have looked at it in great detail. Now we're looking. That's part of our reasoning that our organic scheme needs to be overhauled. Because here we are with an organic product, we can't get it certified as organic. We can't sell it as organic. We can't market it as organic. So there's something intrinsically wrong there, that we have basically organic produce that can't be certified. Regarding the straw, it definitely would be a concern. Organic farmers are more dependent on straw than anybody else. I would have thought it would be easy possibly to provide a derogation to a conventional farmer, where he would still possibly get the straw chopping payment measure, that he would still maybe get the payment if he was able to prove that he sold the straw to an organic farmer. I think there's something that could be done there.